Hey guys, Tyrup here, bringing you a 2v2 today. We're on Wolfheze. Play today spawning in the south. We have Pizza playing as Soviets, who has guard motor coordination, shock rifle front line, and anti-infantry. Teaming up with him is TUGBER, also as Soviets, immediately going for defensive. From the north we have Stoney Oncorhynchus. Oh boy, better pronounce that wrong. As Ostheer, immediately going for strategic reserves, and Napoqe playing as Ostheer also, who has defensive, strategic reserves, and storm. In terms of rankings here, this is a Patreon backer submitted game. Allies arranged team rank 5,000. Axis randoms, one is about 2,500, the other around rank 3,000. So straight away, both the Soviet players going for immediate support weapon tech. One going straight into a mortar. This is generally not what you want to be doing. You need like a bit more of a front line so that your mortar can actually stay in place and fire without just getting pushed off the field. Going to get off to a very slow start with that kind of build. Going into another conscript after that. So yeah, I mean, best option would be to maybe just go for like 3 conscripts, then when your combat engineer retreats after the first fight, maybe build your tech then. This is exactly why going for the mortar this early is not that good. Grenadiers pushing in. In this case, probably just best to retreat unless you've got something coming in to support. Maxim is there, but not going to set up in this angle. And then ends up retreating after losing 2 further models. So yeah, against something like a assault grenadier, once it's gotten close like that, unless you are, waiting for some support. Maybe you could like Ura away. I believe Ura lasts for 10 seconds and assault grenadier sprint only lasts for 5. So you can kind of outrun them and get further away. Is a valid option. There we go. Mortar actually getting a good hit in there from close range. Cut off by the Axis, and the Allies getting pushed all the way back here. Machine gun finally gonna get something going. But yeah, as well, it might be worth just maybe one player going for a support weapon, one going for like mass conscripts. A bit more field presence right at the start of the game. So a bit of a struggle now for the Allies. Control almost all of their territory sectors. Can be pretty hard for Soviets up against assault grenadiers during the early phases of the game. Assault grenadiers sprinting in, Maxim packing up. Pretty close to the base MG. If you can bait them into that, that would be ideal. They cleared the arc just before it could fire. There's another base MG back there though. A little bit of heavy cover. And they again managed to escape past it without getting suppressed. I guess that tree actually just blocks the sight from that exact angle. But eventually forcing all those squads away. Do have the machine gun back there. Should be able to cap up the fuel at least.
Our headquarters has been improved. We can now build light mechanized
Mortar just blasting away at this machine gun. Very slow to dodge. Could get decrewed. We've got a second machine gun back there for Napoqe as well. Tier 2 coming up. Got a med bunker. Very tight formation here. Can sometimes cause retreat path issues when you make your base exactly like this. So I think it's generally a bit better to spread your buildings out more. Because sometimes, when you have multiple squads retreating into this area, they can kind of get caught on each other. Then one squad is kind of stuck in the retreat cycle. It's right back at your base. Thanks for pushing in, but the machine gun's still there, hanging on by a thread. Maybe the mortar can take it down. Got a half track coming in from Napoqe. Decent timing on that. Also got the Ostheer mortar coming out for Stoney. MG did push forwards over here. Conscript's behind these sandbags though, so should be able to cap that before getting pinned at least. Flamethrower coming in on the flank here. Rifle grenade out, but again the sandbags making things a lot better for Pizza. And there we go, no retreat. MG42 getting decrewed. Grenadiers hanging around for far too long. One of them goes down, got the half track coming in now. MG spins around, dodges away from it though, Napoqe.
We have lost an MG team.
He's just trying to hold on, trying to reinforce through this damage. Mortar in some trouble now. Maxim though has to retreat. Grenadiers hoping for the decrew. And the flamethrower pops, so no more reinforcements anymore. Decrews the machine gun. Going to go for the pickup on that, it looks like, which does mean he loses the squad. I don't know if I'd bother with that. Given you could maybe recrew your MG42 instead, which is a lot better than the Maxim, but... Alright, got a M42 out for TUGBER. More immediate impact, you know, I can call it instead of having to build the ZIS. So a faster response to the Flamer half track, but a lot less scaling.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
It was an okay decision in this case though. Hasn't got anti-tank grenades, but they are ticking at the moment. If he does remember about that MG42 back there, can steal that one away, that will be really strong. The bunker coming up for Napoqe, I wouldn't be doing that. I mean, you've only got one grenadier. Very little to fight with.
New units are ready to deploy.
Yeah.
Grenadiers are now able
No
to
steal on the
construct
machine gun. Looks like
barriers.
TUGBER maybe forgot about that. So Napoqe ends up recollecting it. G42 over here did also get decrewed. Rifle grenade out. And right into it. MG bunker about to pop here as well. Does get the decrew on it though.
Enemy has killed a machine gun crew.
Maybe you could steal it. Pushing up with the M42 here. Remember, you do have the mortar flares. Good spot for the bunker and then knock it out with the anti-tank gun. Strupen coming in for Napoqe now. That's a reasonable choice. Replacing some of the losses. Now that Ostheer can get the LMG after Battle Phase 2, they do make a lot better of an option at this timing.
Unit has arrived.
Don't have to wait until Battle Phase 3. Wow, that was a big hit from the heavy mortar, I think it was, of Pizza gets the wipe. So a couple big wipes against the Axis now. Double heavy mortars, in fact, for Pizza. I think that's a pretty good option, especially at these like lower ranks. Don't require a lot of input and can get... Oh, actually, one of them is just a regular... Oh, yes, regular mortar. Okay, interesting. But yeah, don't require a lot of input, but can get quite a lot of results. Good amount of damage done there by the flamer. Does manage to recrew that machine gun. M42 is going to push right into it.
We have a forward structure under attack.
Going to get decrewed pretty fast from this angle. The gun shield I don't think is going to be relevant. Maxim back there guarding. Very slow reactions, dodging away from that machine gun. Double mortar's getting to work in the middle though. And there's smoke out as well. Good reactions though. Getting away from that rifle nade. Keeping back under camouflage. Hit 2 on this model already for TUGBER. He's pulled all the way back with this anti-tank gun though. Not going to be in position to defend the mortar against the flamer half-track. Got tier 3 up for TUGBER, but fielding another mortar instead of perhaps going for a light vehicle. Tier 3 up for Pizza as well. Still would be a reasonable timing to go for a T70. Looks like Perhaps neither player is going to attempt it. No, okay, Pizza's going to go for one. A little bit late though. But not horrible. Disco about to get flanked. Bit of a 2-1-1 on the left-hand side at the moment. Causing trouble for TUGBER. Disco spinning around. Good body blocking there from Stoney. A little bit of light cover there, I think, prevented the suppression, and down go the conscripts. Very well played by Stoney. TUGBER maybe try and push his retreat a little bit late. Got to make sure now he doesn't lose the Dishka. Got to get that one out of there fast. Switched over to the canister rounds on that. Yeah, very late retreat from TUGBER. Looks like he's going to lose his Dishka now as well. Conscript's going to oorah forwards and recover it. Hiding behind the shrubs at the moment. Wow, trying to put up a reinforced bunker over here. Going for the Faust. Gets it through, but going to lose his Grenadier in the process. Or maybe not. Miracles do happen. Now back in the way. Push in with this M42. Start working on that reinforced bunker.
Is ready for use.
Double heavy, double mortars coming across. They could also start lighting up the bunker as well. Stug E coming in for Napoqe. Alright. Could be pretty reasonable. Only got the one M42 on the side of the Allies at the moment. It's also on canister rounds at the moment. Should probably switch back to anti-tank mode. Here we go. Opens up on the mortar. Mortars though making pretty short work of that reinforced bunker. I know that, you know, especially when I was new, keeping track of what type of rounds I'm on was quite overwhelming, whether that be on like a Sherman or M42, stuff like that. This is a pretty easy thing to struggle with before you get comfortable. Especially before you get comfortable like recognizing the logo on sight. So quite often I get confused, like thinking that this would be the indicator of what I'm loaded with instead of what I'm switching to. Once you kind of clear that mental hurdle, I think it becomes easier. You know, load armor piercing, that looks like an armor piercing shot. Armor piercing round, so that's what you would switch into. Tripwire up, okay, Pizza got a few tricks like that, getting the sandbags, getting the tripwires, nice to see. A lot of territory up for grabs on this side of the map as well, easy territory. Good thing so far the Struggy has been pretty inactive considering how little anti-tank there's been on the field. Do have is this joining in now though from Pizza. TUGBER actually getting out this T-34 had a pretty good timing as well. A little bit inactive on the far side, Pizza. T-70 has also been lacking. Needs to be way more active. Especially because the Axis themselves, they don't have any anti-tank guns. Just have to worry about like 3 snaring squads and that's pretty much it. This T-70 could be having a field day right now. Annihilating the enemy. But instead it's parked back here. T-34 continue on its path. Didn't switch over to prioritize vehicles. Bounces one. Strict to pop the heat shell and there it goes. Blinding the T-34. And then a Faust going to come through. Stug E might be able to get away. We do have the Zis rolling down the road, but that's getting blasted by the bunker at the moment. Now taking some flame damage. Here comes the T70 though. T34 working on the bunker. Down that goes. Half track eventually going down to the M42 maybe? I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, just if you're a beginner in this game, don't build a whole bunch of bunkers in these early stages. The bunkers are kind of like the icing on the cake, something you get once you're, you know, maybe like 80-ish pop cap. You're going to cover a specific angle. Already got a, you know, healthy sized army. But getting them when you're, you know, have like 2 or 3 squads, then you won't have enough units to actually defend them from whatever they're getting pushed by. And then when they get killed, it's essentially like you lost a squad, but you can't retreat the bunker, so it's just dead for good. Here comes the Panther. Tank grenade, gonna slow it down. Sticking around for the kill shot on the T-34 though, and gets it. And yeah, this whole time the M42 could have been a bit more active. Maybe could have got a few shots on if it switched back on to the anti-tank rounds, which have 60 range instead of 35 on those canister shots. The mortars are working very well for the Allies, as I was saying. Just parking them somewhere and just easy bleed. Smoke out. Nice idea there for Napoqe, covering the retreat of the Panther. Good pushback here from the Allies, and now they, with the triple cap looking quite strong. This is a reasonable bunker here, covering the fuel. Already have like a decent army for Stoney. Oh wow, it's a mid bunker though. Did he misclick? There's been almost no fighting over here. It must have been a misclick. Somewhere where, you know, if an anti-tanker wants to push forwards and kill that, they have to be very, very far extended. Put themselves at a lot of risk. Unfortunately, the Allies not really capitalizing on all these weapon decrews not coming through and killing them or stealing them. And on the Axis easy recruits. Really have probably polished the Axis off if they're a bit more active with that. Comes out of suppression, sprinting past. The T-70's there. Could lose us to these assault grenades. No. There's T-34 out. And Napoqe with no anti-tank to speak of. Just getting ravaged. But here comes his teammate's Panther. Machine gun decrewed again. M42 pushing in, but still on the canister rounds. Here we go. I do think they have pretty low penetration, so they're not very likely to penetrate. It's okay, they can still penetrate like light vehicles, but something like a Panther, you don't stand much of a chance. Penetrate a single time. Good smoke out though from the Stug. Okay. Work from the guards, good marked vehicle, allowing those guards to rip in with their damage. The T-gun did push through the smoke though. Doesn't quite get a shot off on the Panther. Would have survived one more shot anyway. T-70 coming in as well. A Panzerwerfer next for Stoney. Very close to getting the Faust off. T-85 out now for Pizza. I think it's a reasonable choice against the Panther. T-70 pulling all the way back here for no real reason though. No anti-tank to deal with it. We'll just stay in the pocket. Continue to do damage. few hits in there from the SU-85. Just going to town here. Might as well against the assault grenadiers, you know, tighten up that scatter, get as close as possible. Since they don't have the Panzerfaust. Some struggling to suppress, but gets the suppression off before the grenades wind up. The T-gun left behind there by TUGBER though, and that goes down on the road. Does manage to lob a couple grenades in. But it looks like the anti-tank gun's going to stay in control of the Allies. Could perhaps pop recon mode on the T-70, come in here for the capture. Have to back up to full strength. A bit of a traffic jam here. Uh-oh. TUGBER does have enough for a ram though. Maybe could consider a ram into artillery. On that Panther with the SU-85 there, probably would have been a winning play. Got 500 munitions, might as well go for it. Right now we've got a second Panther out for Napoqe. Allies still haven't recruited these anti-tank guns, so this could be a little bit of trouble for them. Overall, yeah, a bit too much lenience about just leaving these team weapons around by the Allies. Well, maybe that's their grand strategy. Just let the enemies continuously crew their team weapons and just let your 4 mortars just annihilate them for the entire game. Big brain plays here by the Allies. Action. Strip yourself a closer distance for the anti-tank grenade. Worth a strike in return. Not the best scatter on that. Meanwhile, Stoney just getting blasted in the centre. So much manpower bleed. T-70 about to hit Vet 3 here. Gonna take a Faust though. And here comes the Panther. Got some anti-tank overwatch out the back, but don't really know. I was targeting the Panther. There goes the T-70. He had a good run. But yeah, generally you need the Ram plus Overwatch. I think they just were relying on anti-tank grenade plus Overwatch. Doesn't lock it in place for as long. Good use of the flares though, providing some sight during that anti-tank overwatch. That was a good idea. Coming in from the side. Flamethrower going to do its best. Discus spins around as well. Oh, we've got a reinforced repair bunker back here helping out the Axis. T-34-85 now for pizza. Might be worth TUGBER considering another engineer for some more repairs. During this phase of the game, it's good to have more than one. Rough rule is kind of you can have like one repair for each vehicle you have. TUGBER can build another vehicle, so yep, he's left on canister rounds this entire time. Good reactions there, not running into the grenades. T-34-85 coming across as well to assist. Pretty clumped up here. This could be devastating for these assault grenadiers. Comes in for a bit of a crush. Well-timed retreat from Stoney. Looks like Stoney's stalling for the ace at this stage. Let's just come in to try and jam the capture, but they're bleeding quite quickly. Oh, but there we go. mega clumped. Ends up retreating. Here comes the Panther, a little bit isolated. This is a Vet 2 Panther as well. S-35 in the center. T-34 very slow to start dodging away from this. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Pops the marked vehicle now. Here come the guards. One more shot and that T-34 is dead. Here comes the S-35 now as well. After finishing the job. Guards though could get into the retreat path with a button. Slow it down for the S-35 to finish the job. Let's have enough munitions, but not able to do that. Could have been a kill there. Because with the marked vehicle on that Panther, I'm pretty sure would have died to 2 Su-85 shots. Okay, drops in the anti-tank overwatch again, but no engine crits on these, so a bit of a waste of munitions honestly for TUGBER. Before driving ahead. Panther revealing itself in the fog with its pintle shooting at the plane. Could have gone for the ram there if the anti-tank guns were up in support, and maybe could have killed the Panther as well. No support for the T-34. Something to work on.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Grenade into the retreat path, but the Greenies don't retreat, hold their ground, and that works out well for them. Close range Katyusha from the side. Indeed, do get away. Stoney so close to that ace. Can afford to maybe start building some more units though. Another worth a strike, not hitting too much. 3 kills only on that so far. So quite low on the victory points, but this ace is going to turn things around for them quite nicely now. Panther ace combination for Stoney. Allies perhaps lacking a little bit in anti-tank, and TUGBER having wasted a lot of these anti-tank overwatches. They don't have enough to drop one of those down to get themselves out of trouble here. Panther leading the charge. Resist there. Ace not too far behind though. Here comes the other Panther from Napoqe as well. Su-85 rolling down the road, but getting very close to the action. One T-34 down. Attention turned towards the Su-85. Marked vehicle on the Panther could go down. Needs to chase a little bit more with the Su-85. Panther ends up getting out of range because of no chase, just turned with the Su-85. Engine damage on the Panther. Oh boy, T-34. Uh-oh, now it's going to go down to the Tiger Ace, it looks like. Tiger Ace, no blitz though to keep pace with it. Ends up getting away. That was a lucky break. Could have gone down if the Ace popped the blitz there to help close the distance. Ideal circumstance for an anti-tank overwatch during all that fighting. It wasn't happening. Okay, we've got sector artillery dropped in by Napoqe. Lock down all of this territory. This time the Wolf are getting some pretty good hits out the back. Conscripts retreating from over here. Axis looking to open up their VP capture on the far side as well. There's a Katyusha, a lot of Osttroopen in here. But you know, the bleed on the Osttroopen's not going to be too steep. They're already pretty cheap to reinforce, and I believe they do get even cheaper to reinforce. Tier 4 tech being down. Yeah. So Katyusha barrages on the Osttroopen, pretty low value. She managed to knock out a lot of them, but only 4 kills so far from TUGBER. think after 3 barrages. Been going for a couple decent ones here. I went for that grenadier white close range over there. Didn't get rewarded. But now triple cap against the allies. SU-85 coming in for TUGBER. A lot of manpower for TUGBER as well. Just needs to spin through that float. T-gun back reinforcing. Good idea. Second anti-tank gun could be the way forward for TUGBER. Maybe another engineer for some more repairs as well.
Our points have fallen to 300.
Okay, bunker up from Stoney, looking to solidify over here. Okay, Panther going in for a bit of a dive. No infantry support over here, so nothing threatening the snare. Has a lot more freedom to these Axis tanks. Good damage onto the Panther though with the marked vehicle. They're 3 on the SU-85 now, so this thing's hammering away. Comes another Wolfheze strike though, this could be nasty. Good connection there, he takes down the conscripts, trying to creep forwards with the focus sight mode on. The Soviets kind of clumped up in this area. Wolfheze magnets. Bunkers galore for Stoney now. Does mean that we're going to have to send a T-34 over here to clear things off at some stage. Grenade there. Guards should be able to win this now. Looks like they're shooting at the bunker though instead of the assault greens. Maybe could have got the wipe if they focused on them, because it looks like Stoney's not paying attention. Ooh, good Zis barrage was that. Knocks out an Osttrooping squad. So grenadiers do end up retreating, but the guards do also take care of the bunker. Grace AFK at the moment. T-34 coming in from the side, but the Panther's still there to defend.
Vehicles can be marked and targeted.
There was a low angle strike there, but didn't do too much. Here comes the ace again though. SU-85 a little bit far off. Sector artillery dropped down again, okay. Poke holding on over there. Max is gearing up for an attack through the centre. T-34-85 for pizza. Big damage from these Wolfheze strikes. But there we go. T-34 able to clear this off while the Panther's on the other side of the map. It's rotating back across, but taking some big hits. SU-85 on focus sight mode at the moment. Getting stuck. Not targeting anything. He's dropped down the artillery. Could be a good time for a ram. Go for this Panther kill. SU-85 off focus sight mode now, but exposing itself. Don't know what happened to this SU-85, rear armor facing, but very good fortune for TUGBER. Panther takes a main gun crit, so can't kill the SU-85. It's extremely lucky there. There's another thing that, like, when you're at the beginner stage, it can be pretty hard to juggle activating and deactivating focus sight modes, because it does have a bit of a cooldown before you can deactivate it after activating it. Can make it a little bit awkward to use sometimes. Got a bunch of bunkers over here covering this though, so I'm not going to be able to get any territory here, pizza. Oh, still on the canister shot with that M42. Tank gun over here could be in some trouble. It could use the merge to keep it healthy, but instead charging into the central area. Tank grenade, but even if he took one AT gun shot, still wouldn't have been the engine crit there. Ace has got so much health. Big damage from the assault grenades. Both conscripts on the run after that. Does manage to get the neutralize here. Somehow the combat engineers ran past the machine guns. How come the machine gun doesn't have sight there? I didn't realize that. Shrub blocking sight. Interesting. Smoking out the bunker, but decides to retreat nonetheless. Could actually be good for TUGBER to this decrewed. If it gets decrewed, does it stay on the canister shots? It probably does though, right? It doesn't reset to the AP rounds. Really done at a weapon level rather than the squad level. Probably this stage merge in with the conscripts and then retreat them, so you got full strength Zis on the front lines. A lot of float now for the allies. Now it's going down in the center for Pizza. There it is though, going down as well. Tiger Ace coming across. Conscripts are there though, could come in for an Ura anti-tank grenades. Make sure he doesn't take an engine crit on this T-34 though. Okay, Tiger Ace maybe overextending here. T-34 could ram it on the rear, get the engine crits. Looks like he doesn't even need to do that. T-34-85 is long gone. Bit of bad coordination here by the allies. But they get pretty lucky on the pins. A lot of shots connecting on the rear side. End up getting the kill. Massive extension from Stoney though, pushing in like that. Didn't use blitz either. Sector artillery coming down, quite dangerous to try going for the capture here. In fact, these anti-tank guns are right on the edge of the sector. Well, them going down fast. Now the conscripts in some trouble. The sector's flashing. Get out of there. Remind me of, I was thinking about that Starsky and Hutch line, you know? The lights on the floor means it's meant for dancing. The lights on the sector means get the hell out of there. The remake with Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson, Starsky and Hutch. Alright, we got the big boy out the back there, the PaK-43. Looks like it has done one shot worth of damage to something as well. Allies do have enough artillery to deal with that, however. Molotov out, but we retreat a little bit earlier than that. One good thing about the Allies though is they are making good use of their munitions, constantly spending through. Don't have a huge amount of float in that department at least. Could be an idea for TUGBER to try put down a Uni's cache or two even. She should try and target the PaK-43. A full bunker formation back here, double repair bunkers in, HMG bunker. It'll be tough to break that down with just Katyusha barrages. Gonna need to get the mortars involved. Okay, looks like Napoqe gonna go for another Panther now. This could be real trouble for the Allies. There's a lot of Panthers. Just going down over here. Oh. Conscripts do get the anti-tank grenade off. Panther going to take a few hits here. Be careful not to push too far forwards with this SU-85 though. Could get in Pack 43 range. He's going through for the Faust. SU-85 does push through quite far. But here comes the second Panther from the side. Pack 43 spinning around now. And, oh, there's a massive traffic jam here. This could be calamitous for Pizza. Oh, luckily Pack 43 missing the kill shot and the Panther getting blasted hard. Oh, big damage though, and there goes the T-3485. 43 missing quite a few shots though. Definitely good fortune there for Pizza. Could have gone even worse for him. Now spinning around with the Pack 43. One shot. He's on focus sight mode as well, moving very slowly. This could be the end of the SU-85. No, Pack 43 missing and now getting decrewed at just the right timing. Extremely good luck for the Allies. And they end up trading their Panther for the SU-85. Probably going to take that, given how it all panned out in the end. We'll be relatively happy. Enough repairs at the moment for Pizza. Napoqe though getting annihilated, almost has nothing left, and now his bunker's starting to get focused down. Somehow though, the SU-85 missing these shots on the reinforced bunker from this angle. Interesting. I don't know what target size they are. Combat Engineer is going down for Pizza, by the way. It was his only repair squad. He needs to start using the vehicle crew repairs, and is. He's off one bunker. That was the machine gun bunker. 42 in here, bouncing shots though. Panther diving in. Bit of a traffic jam. TUGBER having trouble spinning around here. Tries to wind up for a ram, but I think getting blocked by the VP flag. So it doesn't work out. You got to be careful with ram. Like if you're reversing, sometimes your T-34 can kind of bug out when you order it to ram going forwards. And likewise, can't ram through a VP flag like that. And it's coming right down to the wire in terms of victory points here. Sector artillery going to lock down that VP, but Allies can go for the center. Oh, and a fresh ace on the field now. This could be trouble for the Allies. Still nowhere near enough munitions for the anti-tank Overwatch. Both the Allies again with quite a lot of manpower float. Pizza could easily build 2 squads of combat engineers, another tank perhaps. 36 kills so far for Stoney on the Werfer. That's going pretty well. 19 for Napoqe. SU-85 way out the side here. Not the best positioning for it. Don't really want to be fighting through this area with SU-85 as well. A lot of shot and sight blockers makes it awkward. Okay, dropping in the anti-tank Overwatch. Oh boy, what's the T-34 doing? Panther driving through it though. This could actually work out okay. Like Eco active on the Panther. T-3485 getting blasted from multiple angles. SU-85 coming in from the side. The T-34 does go down. I thought he might go for a ram there. SU-85 able to take out the Panther. The anti-tank Overwatch hammering down. come in to jam the capture. Panther just getting annihilated by the anti-tank Overwatch. Throw out a Molotov, but the Axis are going to complete the capture. Axis though losing control over here. So they're going to be back on the drain shortly. Stream been going down, so it wasn't, I think, a very strong anti-tank Overwatch, but luckily the Axis drove into it and made it very strong. Now the Axis looking quite poor for them. No repairs for Stoney, though he does have repair bunkers he can lean on from his teammate, I suppose. Losing that Panther is a big deal. Nearly knocks out the conscript with that Wolfheze strike, not quite. 35 on focus sight mode, must be very close to shooting at that bunker. Just out of sight range. Tank gun coming in now for Napoqe. Good idea. Deal with these SU-85s. Again, Stoney just coming in way too deep. 234 ram engine crits. That was a massive overextension. Good ram though from TUGBER. I think that was probably the best ram of the game. Saved it for last. Going down to the guards there. SU-85 in some trouble now in front of the Pack Panther combo. There it goes. Allies capping on that side though. Going to make a play for the centre as well. If it's ready to fire though for Napoqe, this could be pretty impactful. T-34 has lived a long life for TUGBER. Had that close call earlier, but it's done a very good job keeping that alive, honestly. Good Wolfheze strike. Chusha coming back the other way though. Knocks out the machine gun. Guards come out of suppression as well. They were barely suppressed. So they win handily against the Osttroopen. Knocked out the Pack too. That was great scatter on that Katyusha. First Katyusha of the game. And the Allies pulling it out in the late game here.
The people anticipate our victory. The enemy has 10 points remaining.
Okay, complaining about balance. Classic. Alright, well, yeah, very weak start from the Allies. Could easily have cost them the game right there, just with both of them going for the tech. TUGBER going straight into the mortar as well. That's just not enough field presence in the early game. And against the higher level players, you'll just lose on the spot if you do that. You know, you got pushed completely back to base. And if they followed that up with some very strong 2-2-2 control, you would just have no way of coming back, really. So, something to keep in mind. Can't go for a mortar as your first or second unit. Maybe that's like, maybe you could do that in 4v4 where there's some big buildings and like a city map or something, but 2v2 that's not suitable. But yeah, close game, honestly. Like with that Pack 43, it missed so many shots. If that had landed like 2 or 3 more shots, which it probably should have, considering the odds, this could have been a completely different game. The Soviets could have lost a huge amount more armor, and the Axis could have been riding high after that. So, kind of, I feel like it really did come down to that Pack 43 missing this game overall. Stoney massively overextending with his Tiger Aces both times, though, definitely hurt the Axis a lot. But yeah, overall, maybe a few too many team weapons just left around as well. available to steal or recrew. Need to follow up with the kills on them, or the steals. Something to work on there. Allies also need to get a little bit more comfortable, like activating and deactivating focus sight mode, canister shots, stuff like that. But that's something that will come with practice. And yeah, need to spend through the float TUGBER, especially with this commander. You know, munitions cache is never a terrible idea. So if you're, you know, at a level, you always should try push to 100. But if you're at a level where you can't really feel like you can micro much more than this with this kind of army size, just, you know, plop down a few caches. Easy to do. Maybe need to invest a little bit more into combat engineers to repair up these tanks so they don't spend so much time off the field waiting for repairs, doing nothing. Well, anyway, guys, I'll wrap on that. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.